This is Bernadette, the host of One Life Radio, your number one source for alternative and holistic health since 2011. One Life Radio is designed to educate and inspire. Visit us at oneliferadio.com because you get one body, you get one mind, and you get one life. Get out there today and make the most of it. Tune in weekdays at 1 p.m. on 1490 KMET Smart Talk, ABC News Radio.
Out the door, in the car, off to work. The same old morning routine. Take a break and stop for hot coffee or a latte and a fresh homemade cinnamon roll or chocolate cream puff. Donut Delight on Highland Springs Road in Banning is a locally owned family business with a friendly staff and customers who are always glad to see you. Get your morning off to a great start at Donut Delight on the corner of Highland Springs Road and Ramsey Street, right off the I-10 freeway. Serving the Pass area for 22 years. Donut Delight is open at 4:30 a.m. daily.
Summer's almost here, and you know what that means. Sunny days and hot temperatures that make you want to stay inside. Franklin Mechanical Systems can repair or replace your air conditioning unit to get it working before the heat hits. For cleaning, repair, or a new installation, call them for a free estimate. Franklin Mechanical Systems is the one for all your residential and commercial air conditioning needs. Call their Beaumont office at 951-845-1000. That's 951-845-1000 and get cool today.
Ruth didn't know she was leaving for good. She knew he would kill her. Could she save herself? Did she feel she was worth saving? How could she best protect her children? To love, honor, and betray, Ruth Tunnicliffe shares her true tale. From submissive to survivor, then thriver. Now living a proud, purposeful life. As an optimistic, inspiring, peaceful warrior. Can a person heal from feeling the guilt of a decision altering many lives? Weighted by living grief, moving through lessons learned, self-discovery, and land in self-love? Can someone who's been abused in every way move to self-trust, confidence, and arrive at living in peace? To love, honor, and betray, a sincere, honest letter. To herself and her adult children, Ruth Tunnicliffe shares her story so that others may also find the inspiring, peaceful warrior within. Amazon worldwide, Barnes & Noble, RuthTunnicliffe.com.
Welcome back. Yes, it is the morning show here on ABC News Radio, KMET, 1490 AM. Joel Prevo Partners. You can always check out the great... Well, all you have to do is follow us on Facebook, Instagram, and or Twitter. We tweet and, of course, get all the great programming right there. Big shout out to Tech Talk with Joel. Again, he'll be back next week as well, sharing the latest and greatest over there as well. We got Jesse Sanchez over there. Good morning, Jesse.
Good morning.
Lots of stuff happening in the world. Of course, a lot of people always going, okay, what to do next? I know you got some plans for this weekend. What's going on over there?
Yeah, no, just have a quiet weekend, visit my mom. I have like a birthday party I have to go to, so I have to be social, unfortunately.
Got it. All right. But I get that you get to go to like a kid's fun party, right?
Yes. Hopefully they have a bounty house, but I doubt they'll let me go and jump in.
Got it. Just be support, man. Just be support. I remember I went with a little one. He was 7 at the time. And I was just like there, and all the parents were there, and I'm like, I do not know anyone here, but he knew everyone there, and so I was just supportive of him, and he had a fun time. And I was like, all right, this can be fun, and then you just make sure they don't get hurt right along the way. So make sure to take care of who is it, like your nephew or your?
It is Casey's cousin. Oh, you know what? I don't know. She gave me a long list. I can't remember names.
Got it. Okay, it's all right. Just be fun, be protective, and take care of making sure nobody hurts himself by falling down on the ground. It's always one of those, you don't want to be the old guy in the room. You want to be like, all right, let's be careful, but then have fun. You know what I mean? Especially if they pull out like, ooh, you know what you should get, which would be fun? Like, the parents probably will hate you, but like water pistols, you know what I mean? Or like, not water balloons, because that one, somebody's going to get hurt. You can't do that. But water pistols, I think that would be fun. What do you think?
Oh, yeah. With this heat, water pistol. Actually, I'll probably just go water pistol for me and just carry it around. Like, what'd you say?
Yeah,
We're
exactly. That's what you do. Get the big like soaker gun, like for you, and then the one for the little one for the kids. They're like, you cheat, and then you can do like, like a halo, like put it in the middle, and whoever like gets to it first. I tell you, there's some rough kids out there. Anyway, all right, people, how are you doing? And over there, we want to know. Tell us where you're tuning in from. We're checking out the social media chat room. Big shout out to Stephanie Reed, who's tuning in. Says hello. Rosalie says hello. Happy Friday. My beautiful people. Stephanie says, hello, happy editing this glorious sunshine. Awesome, this busy day ahead for today. Maria from Canada. I'm so glad you're tuning in. Thank you for joining us. She says, I have missed this show and everyone else. We have missed you as well. Not going to lie, we had a little situation here on my end, not at Jesse's end. At the station there, we were all running up and well, but my internet went down, and I thought, oh, man, we're going to have to do a rerun. So we did a rerun as of the last week's show. And but then we said, you know what? When it came back, let's just go ahead and do whatever we can in the meantime. Speaking of which, Jesse, you got some news over there. What's going on? You got that face like, oh man, do I not? Do I not?
Yeah, no, today. Oh my God. So many things are across my news feed. I don't even know why this guy's in the news. Do you remember Rittenhouse? Kyle Rittenhouse?
Rittenhouse. No. Wait, the name sounds familiar. I just don't know the story.
He was the kid. Yes, I said kid. Although I guess he would want to be an adult now. That went down to Kenosha and shot some people.
Oh, the 18-year-old, but he was like underage at the time, and he had a gun, and he shot, and then he got out.
Yes.
What happened?
So, apparently, he is creating like a little video game, and it's called Kyle Rittenhouse Turkey Shoot. You could pre-order it for $9.99, and it's to fund his defense against the fake news. I'm just like, oh my God, this guy just wants money.
Well, I mean, I got to give him something. At least he's not going and shooting real people. I mean, he's shooting what he calls fake news turkeys. So. And proceeds will go to his ongoing effort to sue media outlets for defamation. What part of defamation was there? It was all like he went to court, like he was featured. If anything's popular because of the media. What part of defamation is he talking about? I get what you're saying. So he's selling it on his website for $9.99. If anybody wants to support, that goes to what exactly? I mean, he shot two men and injured a third one during the protest in 2020. That was the one where the judge was like weird. He got upset, and then if you were watching behind the scenes, he got upset at like the attorney, but he didn't get upset at the jurors. But that even didn't make sense when he was speaking. And then the kid got off, right? Which I'd call him a kid, a young adult, right?
Yeah, young adult kid. It's all the same to me.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I don't know. Would you buy it?
No.
Yeah, neither would I. The graphics look good, though. I would say this, like, who did he go to get this made? Because I kind of want to do something like, you know what I mean? Like, I want to do, I don't know. I've been seeing, there's a good one. It's called Flutter. And because, I'm looking for an artist for my Caterpillar story, right? And I'm like, okay, so I'm not going to knock it 100% on this guy. At least he's, like, thinking, what do I do with the next years of my life? Let's not go and shoot people, right? And kill them. I mean, you got out, you got a second chance, don't go backwards, right? Like some of these we see and then we wait for them to go backwards, you know what I mean?
Right? I mean, just don't go around shooting people. think before you start getting into stuff that you shouldn't be.
Yeah, but I mean, he obviously wants turkey, and so there you go. I don't know how turkey's gonna feel about it. That's protesting. I think it'd be interesting if the turkeys had a gun as well. I mean, you know what I mean? If we're talking guns. Anyway, I'm just saying, what? It's a thing. I don't know. Whatever. Okay, so there's that. And then there's something else, Jesse. You brought something else up, and I think we should talk about it because we haven't talked about Charlie Sheen in a while. And I want to say this to the parents in the room, especially to men in the room, right? I don't know how many we have. Let us know if you're tuning in. This is one that you talked about a while back, and I thought, okay. And he was upset at a daughter of his that was, let's put it this way, mildly, kind of going the way that many are going when they're a certain youth. But I question, will they be all right with it when they grow older, like at 30 or 40 or 50, when they're like, why do you always have those pictures of me out there in the world? You know what I'm talking about, Jesse?
Yeah, we talked about this I think a week ago off air, and yeah, so Charlie Sheen's daughter joined OnlyFans, and it was funny because a lot of people were like, "What's OnlyFans?" I'm like, if you don't know what it is, you don't need to know what it is.
Yep. Well, and then, okay, and everyone was like, well, I mean, that's kind of the thing, right? A lot of people, I'm not going to lie, on Instagram sometimes, my account, I have a service that sometimes follows people and then unfollows people, growing the account, right? I'm not going to lie, I use it. But every now and then something comes up on my feed, I go, okay, and I look at the profile and it says, join me on OnlyFans, right? It's usually a woman in a bikini, right? You know what I'm talking about. And I'm like, huh? What's that? So sometimes I'll click over, I go, what is that? That was the first couple of times. I was like, oh. It's to put it bluntly, how would you put it, Jesse?
OnlyFans?
Yeah.
Let's see. OnlyFans is a website where you can show people who enjoy looking at you a
Without the
version of your
bikini.
life.
You're welcome. What? I had to get through to the chase.
It's not safe for work.
No, and that's my point. So now, okay, so I think it's weird, and I'm gonna say it really quick and fast. Some people could judge me. I don't care. But now the mother, who I'm not gonna lie, I didn't know both her and him were married at one point. Denise Richards, remember Denise? Denise Richards, big on several movies, right? Known for, like, she's a household name, is she not?
I guess to people who watch movies, my mom would not know who she is. I mean, I'm a movie nerd, so to me, she'll always be the woman from Starship Troopers.
Yes. Okay. Good idea. Yeah. That's one. That's one. Right. So in essence, she said, you know what? I support my daughter. I'm going to go on there as well. But now I wonder how her daughter feels, right? Because that was like, wait, Ma, you weren't supposed to be competition. Like, because her daughter charged $19.99 for like a subscription service. She's charging $25 a month, or $67.50 for 3 months, which is evidently a deal. So OnlyFans is reaping the rewards, not going to lie. But again, it's not for the mother in the room, right? If you're a kid, you're like, hey, let's go check out OnlyFans. It's not that kind of place. It's called NSFW for a reason, and it's basically adult content. That's all I can say about that. Okay, I'm not promoting it. I'm just saying, before you go there, don't be embarrassed when you see some of the stuff. You go, wait, what? And that's what certain people are paying. So I don't think women are on there, honestly. I think it's all men, right? Doesn't that make sense, right? For pictures, which you could get, like, I hate to say this, but I'm going to say it. Like, no, I'm not going to say it. Go ahead, Jesse. What do you want to say?
What do you mean? Like, there's mostly men on there? Well, of course there are, but there are women also, so.
Subscribing to other women like that? I guess. But I think women are kind of above that, don't you think?
I don't know.
It's a photo.
Talk to some of them that are doing OnlyFans, and yeah, no, they all support each other. You'd be surprised.
I don't know. I'm not a fan there. It says that Lincoln Bio brought her 1.4 million followers directly to her OnlyFans account. That's Denise, of course, because everyone's like, yeah, right? Which I think as a daughter, I'd be like, Ma, really? Because then you got to look at each other without do they do that? It's weird. I don't understand it. According to this, the obvious Charlie Sheen, who loves women, right? We all know Charlie for his women, right? He says, I do not condone this, but since I'm unable to prevent it, I've urged her to keep it classy, creative, and not sacrifice her integrity. He's talking about his daughter, right? She is 18 years old now and living with her mother. This did not occur under my roof. He's like, you could blame me for a lot of things. I talk about a lot of things, but I did not do this, right? So, and I guess in my way of saying this, I'm saying, look, to the guys in the room, man, oh man, you know, like they say, be careful when your daughter grows old, because then you're like, I want look, I don't have a daughter, right? We all know this. But if I had a daughter, I wouldn't want this. I wouldn't ever want to come across it. And B, I don't want other guys looking at my, you know what I mean? They're your forever daughter. I mean, come on, Denise. But now they're both on there separately, and I don't know how I feel about that. I don't know. I don't know. You guys could disagree or agree with me. I don't care, whatever. In response, Denise said it was Sammy's choice, her daughter. It was out of her hands. She said this decision wasn't based on whose house she lives in. She's called Don't Pass the Buck. She says, all I could do is, as a parent, guide her, trust her judgment, but she makes her own choices, right? Well, Charlie later had a change of heart about his new venture, which, of course, they talked behind the scenes. And he said that Denise has illuminated a variety of salient points that, in my haste, I overlooked and dismissed. I don't know what points she made. She's probably like, dude, I'm never ever going to call you again. He added, now more than ever, it's essential that Sammy have a united parental front to rely upon as she embarks on this new adventure. From this moment forward, she'll have it abundantly. Okay, I get it. She talks smart to him, like, you know, she's going to judge you. She's going to forever oust you. You know, I mean, look at your life. It's not like your life is a beaming, you know what I mean? But now he's got to deal with, and I get it, because wasn't she on that Fatal Attraction? What was that show with the women in the pool?
What makes you think I know that? Wild Things, okay? It's
Wild Things. That's the one, Wild Things. Right. My point is this. Denise doesn't need to go in this way. And I could be wrong about this, but let me just throw it out there, okay? When women go back, okay, perfect example, Saved by the Bell. Do you remember when the lady, the tall girl, I can't remember her name, but she did that.
Elizabeth Berkley, and yes, she did striptease.
Funny you know that. And so, but what has she done since, Jesse? Right? Like when, you know, like when they did a reunion, it was like, do you look at her the same? No. I'm saying, look, you already made it big. I get ones that struggle along the way, and they do that. But you kind of like, you see them later, but you really don't know them, right? You know Denise. I mean, I'm just saying, Denise, come on, you know, like, you know. I don't know. I don't subscribe. I'm glad I'm not in this situation. I feel bad for Charlie because basically his whole family's on parade now, including their bodies. And, you know, like, you know, I don't know how I feel about that. And then sometimes actresses go like, oh, why do you have that stuff out there? And they're like, because guaranteed there are going to be people that rip off those pictures and keep them for themselves because it's digital. So OnlyFans, yeah, right, maybe for like a month, and then they get all the stuff they need, put it on somewhere else, and then you got to deal with the whole repercussion of everybody looking at your body all no matter what. So I don't know how I feel about this, Jesse. That's my story. I'm sticking to it. They look happy though.
As long as they're happy, that's all that matters. I mean, there was what was it? There was an actress who, she hasn't done much, and she was on the show Boy Meets World.
Yeah.
So she had a decent sized role in the later half of the show when they go to college.
Yeah.
And she hasn't done much, little movie parts and stuff like that. But no, after she started her OnlyFans, and yeah, no, she's blown up. She's done, well, obviously she's done adult movies now.
Yeah.
But she's happier now because she's in control of her life and doing what she wants.
Well, you know, it is what it is. Mario says, I joined Twitter in the first place because of him, talking about Charlie Sheen. Says, I miss 2.5 Men with him on it. Remember that whole debacle? It was like they were like, oh, I don't know. And I even tried to be his intern back in the day. Good old Charlie. Yeah, I believe it. Yanet Gonzalez tuning in. Thank you. Stephanie says, the show 2.5 Men is a good show, even when Ashton Kutcher was on the show. Remember when he filled in for Charlie, because Charlie was a miss there. Stephanie Neves is tuning in. Thank you. I don't know. I'm just saying there are certain men that are like, you know, they're that, you know what I mean? And no one like scoffs at the way Charlie is. He's had many more women than her, right? But having said that, as a parent, you kind of go, yeah, but I don't trust the other guys. You know what I mean? So I guarantee that's Charlie right now. He's like, oh, come on, man. You know, your daughter isn't a daughter forever. And now you're like, you know, Mr. I don't know. How old is Charlie now, right? Now he's going to have to like live with the repercussion of kind of like, yeah, but look what you did. He's going to be like, oh, man. And she's going to be like, anyway, that's my story. I'm sticking to it. We got to take a quick break. We got more right after this. Stay tuned.
Hola, soy Yvette Walker, hoy en día con Lupita de Medcare Family Pharmacy. Vamos a aprender un poco de los servicios y los tratamientos que ofrecen hoy en día aquí. Gracias por estar con nosotros hoy, Lupita.
Gracias por tenerme.
Ok, so una de las primeras cosas que quiero hablar es la tema que están colocados con la superior.
Sí, estamos colocados adentro de la superior en Santana. Mientras ustedes agarran sus marquetas de la semana, nosotros le podemos alistar sus medicamentos.
Muy bien. Y también entiendo que están ofreciendo las vacunas de COVID, incluso terapias especializadas para esos que tienen el HIV.
Sí, las vacunas del coronavirus tenemos la Pfizer y la Moderna y también tenemos la que apenas acaba de pasar, que es para los niños de 6 meses a 5 años. También tenemos la segunda dosis de la booster.
Muy bien, ok. Entonces, ¿cuánto cuestan estas vacunas nuevas y cuál información requieren para que las personas los reciben?
Las vacunas son completamente gratis y lo único que necesitamos es una forma de identificación para poder dárselas.
Muy bien, también incluso ofrecen una entrega gratis dentro de 50 millas. Danos un poco más detalle de este servicio.
Sí, ofrecemos sus medicamentos gratis a domicilio dentro de 50 millas de la farmacia. Sería Los Ángeles y el condado de Orange.
Incluso de esa entrega gratis dentro de 50 millas, también ofrecen advocacia para pacientes. Ya ves que algunas veces es un poco difícil recibir sus medicamentos por alguna razón u otra con la aseguranza, con los doctores, pero su grupo de Medcare Family Pharmacy hacen advocacia para sus pacientes.
Sí, como farmacia de la comunidad, tratamos de hacer todo lo que podemos por el paciente. Si su doctor ordena un medicamento que no necesariamente está cubierto por su aseguranza, llamamos al doctor y a su aseguranza para ver cuál sí está cubierto para que ustedes agarren el medicamento que necesiten.
Oh, qué bueno, un servicio completo. Ok, Lupita, ahora nos tienes que dar saber cómo nos podemos comunicar contigo.
Pueden entrar a la superior o nos puede llamar a 714-953-6538. Pueden llamarme, yo los voy a llamar.
Muy bien, si quieren su medicamento, su terapia específica para el HIV o incluso sus vacunas de COVID, hablan con Lupita. Incluso también se va a encontrar en el 1710 South Main Street. También, como dijo, colocados con la superior.
Welcome back. Yes, it is the morning show here on ABC News Radio, KMET 1490 AM. We appreciate each and every one of you. Don't forget, the Moderna and Pfizer are now out. They are different dosages, though. The Pfizer for children, I think it's 6 months and above. They have different requirements on them. I'm going to bring up a photo that I saw on another news outlet, and I said, okay, they kind of made sense of it, because it's a little confusing, not going to lie. And I know some have gotten it because they're 50 and over, because they've kind of been in that, space of things. So Pfizer, according to this, is a 3-dose regimen for 6 months to 4 years old. Okay, so that's for your children. If you want to get that for them, you can do so now. The Moderna is a 2-dose regimen. And that's for 6 months to 5 years old. So that's important information. I know they're kind of getting the information out slow and sure, but if you look at the last thing that we just kind of featured on our streaming channel, you'll see that you could get it in Santa Ana. You just have to make an appointment, give them a call, and they're really good at what they do there. So go check that out. Again, if you need a vaccine of any sort, just make sure to make an appointment. That way they have it on hand, and then they could give it to you and take care of you. And oftentimes it's free of charge, by the way. You just have to give them information, and then they get you taken care of. You just have to know kind of your history, and then you'll be fine. They also deal with immunocompromised people. So Family Medcare, which is located at Superior Grocers in Santa Ana, is the one that you're going to want to check out. Okay, and if you can, just make an appointment. That way they have that for you, and they can take care of you, and then you don't have to worry about it down the line. Okay, their number is 714-953-7538. That's 714-953-7538. Again, one more time, 714-953-7358. It's located at 1710 South Main Street in Santa Ana. at the Superior Grocers. It's to the left. So go check it out. Get your appointment done. And they have free delivery of your prescription meds. So make sure you're in the radius of delivery, and you'll be happy that you did. Jesse, what's going on over there?
Yeah, did you hear about Juul? Juul?
Oh, yes, and I'm not going to lie. We've been talking about Juul, which is one of those things that we talked, I think since 2020, even 2019, about the effects of them. What happened?
Apparently the FDA is banning Juul. Not e-cigarettes, but Juul. I'm like, so does that mean I can just buy all of the Juul products and rebrand them as BS and then just sell them?
What does the BS stand for, Jesse?
I don't know. I'm just a company name. They're only banning Juul, not other
bit size. It could be bit size, right? So,
yeah.
Bit size e-cigarettes. Jesse being an opportunist. Okay. Look, I don't knock it. It's called competition. But you know what? That's a good point. Why Juul and why not others, right?
Right, because I can buy a vape device separate and just buy the juice separate. So what's the difference between banning Juul and then not banning everything else?
Yeah. Well, and Juul's fighting back. They're asking for a temporary block on that. But according to this, and I think it's an interesting statement back to what you're saying, what does it mean for the industry, right? Because Juul is one of the very official ones that's very, like, well known, right? So when they go at one, they go at others eventually. The question is, will they be able to fight this or will they not be able to fight it, right? And we talked about this a while back, and so we said, you know what, in Juul, many cases, it's unfiltered, like stuff. And although it seems cool, although it seems really neat, it's actually more harmful than cigarettes in a way. Not saying cigarettes are not harmful, but because people don't do the math, they think it's like easier for them, but it's actually worse. Granted, they smell good, not gonna lie. Like, if you could add that smell to cigarettes, I'd be happy about that. In that way I like it. But in other ways, it's like straight to your lungs, and then you kind of, it's not good for the lungs, especially with coronavirus. I remember we discussed this a while back, of how it could like worsen your lung situation. And then I remember in November of 2019 there was that huge thing where all those kids were all of a sudden like in the hospital, which I have a theory that was a preemptive coronavirus strike, but I could be wrong, right? There's no way to prove it.
No, we all made that conclusion, right? Because like months before coronavirus hit, you know what? There was this huge number of people who had issues breathing.
Yeah, and they're all kids, remember? And we're like, is it the vaping pen? Right? Keep going.
And yeah, no, everyone blamed the vaping pens, which, you know what? It very well might be. Some of them might have been tainted because a lot of them, I guess there was like a whole rash of people making fake stuff. And, some of those chemicals aren't very safe.
And they could have originated from another country, right? That's what happens.
Exactly. I mean, honestly, I thought about it. That's actually a pretty good conspiracy theory. I'm not going to say it on air because I don't want to mysteriously disappear. I don't know who's listening.
What you just said pretty much on air, man. I don't understand. We're not a break, man.
I did not get into detail, and I didn't say who.
Okay. Oh, yes. Good point. Yeah. I have theories. I think it was Germany, but I'm just going on record saying that. So either Germany or Russia. I think Russia, especially because they had like the cure all of a sudden. If you look at that in early 2020, they had like the magic cure is what they kind of called it. And then months later, it was like, nope. I think they had the cure against alpha and maybe even beta, but not the rest when it starts to mutate. I think like, okay, if we go back to like 007 days or like Mission Impossible days, you know how somebody always wants to like let out the thing that hurts everyone? I think you should watch some James Bond movies this weekend if you're just tuning in. But there you go. That's my story. I'm sticking to it. I talked to some people and they're like, I have a theory about that. I go, I don't know. One day we'll figure it out. But anyway, it is what it is, and we're all dying because of it, right? So, and we're suffering. So there you go. Jesse, what else is going on?
Okay, so I heard about this morning. I don't know how to feel about it because it's really creepy. But Amazon's Alexa could soon mimic the voice of dead relatives to give the technology more human attributes. Okay.
Wait, do you want your ma to like say, Jesse?
No, that's the thing. It would be like, Alexa, do this, this, and that. So it's pretty much I'm telling my mom what to do. No, it's creepy. I don't want to. It'd be too heartbreaking to hear my mom every day when she's gone.
Yeah. Well, what if it was Casey?
That'd be even worse. That would be even worse. I would not want to hear. I'd be too heartbroken.
Oh, okay, all right. I would be odd about it. I'm not gonna lie. Right? But I think there's a way to do it, right? Like, okay, all right. Let me throw it another way. Let's say for the ladies in the room, it is Thor saying, "Hey, ladies." Right? Would the ladies be like, "I'm gonna subscribe to that"? Let's pick a name out of the room. Let's see. Let's go with Janet, because I don't know Janet. Yeah. Okay, Janet, it is time for you to pick up your kids. I support you. Right? Like, wouldn't it, like, okay, it's time for me to go. You know what I mean? Like, now for the guys in the room, let's see, what voice would do it? I think, Kate Beckinsale for me. I'd be all right with that. But you're right, family members, I don't know if I'd be all right with that.
If anything, I would rather have like James Earl Jones on there. It's like, Jesse, you need to pick up your son, or you need to pick up some eggs from the grocery store or something like that. I don't know.
All right. So how much is this service now, Jesse? And I guess you have to have your relatives say it while they're alive, or can it take it like from a recording?
That's true. No, it's still in production. They're still working on it. This is just a way for them to give so people will be more comfortable talking to Alexa.
And then do you name Alexa something different? You know, like it reminds me of some movies that are like in the future where they come home and then like the thing says, "Welcome home, Steve." You know what I mean? And then they're like, "Oh, you know," and then they kind of tell them there is a cool device. We're not going to lie. And it's weird sometimes. Not going to judge, though. But this guy married his device. It was an anime, like Sailor Moon-ish. Do you know what I'm talking about, Jesse?
Oh, my God. Is it a Japanese man? And I believe they are no longer seeing each other.
Yeah, they broke up because the service kind of went belly up or something like that. So he's like, I married you. He had a whole ceremony. They profited from it. It was like $20,000. They had like, yeah, he married the digital device. And I was like, I don't know what to think about this. They even interviewed him. This lady interviewed him like, and she's very like casual about it. But anyway, look, people, I'm just saying, go out there, meet people, and then hope that they stay alive, keep them alive, and there you go. Mario says yes, George Earl Jones. So there you go. I don't know. There you go. All right, people, we got to take a huge break. We'll be back again Monday next week. Make sure to follow us on social media. Make sure to follow Jesse at I am Jesse Sanchez and myself at Aaron M. Sanchez. And make it a great day, everyone. Bye-bye.